First of all, we will see the simple linear regression method. These method are mainly just a minute. This slide are not moving. Just a minute. Okay, madam. Just a minute. The mainly the forecasting method in a particular regression method, there are financial analysts are used to predict the future revenue, expenses, and capital cost for a business through these methods. These methods are mainly straight line, moving average, simple linear regression, and multiple linear regression. Now the simple linear regression methods are mainly described as like compare one independent with one dependent variable, and for to evaluate particular tax, this statistical knowledge is required, that is must, and relevant the sample of relevant observation type data is also needed. The two factors that are involved is in simple linear is are analysis are designated as x and y. The equation that describe how y is related to x is known as the regression model. The regression having lines are positive liner relationship, negative liner relationship, and no relationship. The simple linear regression model is represented by y is equal to b0 plus b1 plus e. E is the error. The b0 is the y-intercept of regression line. B1 is a slope. Ey is the expected value of y at a given value, x given value. Here I have taken an example of a one machinery manufacturer companies. They having a 10 orders, different capacity and products in their factories. The comparison is sales versus their profit for a 10 products are given as following data. Like sales is in lakh and the profit is also in lakh. The company order booked 12 lakhs, 13.5 lakhs, 40 lakhs, and up to 13.5 lakhs with the relative profit. To particular first to determine the linear this linear coefficient, then we have to derive the slope b1 and b2, b0. E is error. The statistical, this is the statistical method. The first of all we have to found the slope b1 is near r into sy upon x. The r is a linear coefficient, correlation coefficient, and syx sx is the standard deviation of y and x. The standard deviation also used to the statistical method, and b0 is also b0 is we have called like a it is a b0 is a y-intercept of the regression line. So this also we can derive through Excel data from data analysis. Actually, my Excel is a lower version, so I don't have that facility. So I have actually prepared this layout for particular example, and I would like to show here. See, this we can derive it from particular. First of all, we have to create a trade line, format trade line. Then we have to derive the particular intercept r square and y. So for particular this example, we got the profit. If we do sell 25 lakhs, then profit will be derived like the B B1 B1 B the regression what you can say formula. We have near about achieved 10.46 lakhs of profit. If we'll go 25 lakh sell.
So which is dependent variable and which is independent variable?
Madam, dependable is the sales.
Sale is independent.
Sorry, not sale is a independent and dependable is a profit.
And what is R square?
R square we can got the correlation. It is a correlation.
R is correlation. R square.
R is correlation. Yes. And this R square is
coefficient of determination.
Coefficient of yes. Coefficient yes.
Coefficient of determination. That means
determination. Correct, madam.
Profit is dependent on sales. Profit can be due to so many causes, but how much it is dependent on sale, that is what R square.
Okay.
So here your R square is 0.8892. A percentage it is 88.92. What you have written is correct. Means 88.92 of profit is due to sales.
Sale. Yes, madam. So this is the one example I have shared, madam. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, I'm able to see the screen.
Okay, then second method is a multiple regression method, multiple linear regression method. This is the extension of the simple linear regression method. In this, there is a one independent and two dependent variables. In this method, also the statistical knowledge is required. And the sample of the relevant observation type data is also needed. And the general mathematical equation for the multiple regression is y is equal to a plus b1 x1 b2 x2 up to numbers of independents. I have taken here is the example of a blood sugar level respect to the weight and age. In society, there are the 7 persons. We have taken the example of the blood sugar level we have to determine. So here age and weight are the independent variables. Blood sugar is a dependent variable of age and weight. Mathematically, y is equal to a0 plus b1 into x1 plus b2 into x2. There are the two variables, independent variables. So that's why x1 and x2 we have to take into the blood sugar level of any person derived from this particular two variables. Here there is also a statistical method I have described, like calculation of regression sum, calculate x1, then calculate the slope and also the final data we can we derive the blood sugar level. This is also available from the Excel file data analysis through we are able to found intercept variable x1 and variable x2 of the given example.
What do you mean by linear relationship and collinear?
Yes, linear and collinear. That is we can through this data analysis from this Excel file, madam. Actually, in my
not Excel file, how can you say that x and y are linearly related? And how can you say it is non-linearly? It is curved. In collinear, it is second degree. So y is equal to x square.
Yes.
Then it will be collinear. and if y is equal to some function of x, only x, no
yes,
degree
that
is there,
linear.
then it is said to be linear.
Correct, madam. I got it. So I have that old analysis data which you have given, madam. Through data analysis, there is a this is my lower version, so I am not able to found this particular data analysis of regression. So I have taken this particular statistical method through Google, madam.
Okay. The case study which we had done, Divang,
Yes, madam.
it was on Dell.
On Dell,
how
yes.
they improved their supply chain management. So one of the things which they improved was their relationship with their customers.
Correct.
I don't know how many of you have watched that these days number of advertisements coming on Dell for purchasing Dell, where it highlights the use of computers in celebrating Diwali. I don't know how many of you have watched it or not.
No, I didn't watch that advertise. I will see, madam. Actually, they have now targeted a regional based or an area based particular relation with the customer.
So this is how they are improving their relationship with Indian customers. They must be doing it for other customers also. Whichever festival is important for them, they must be designing their advertisement accordingly. And naturally, this way they are capturing customers because it is direct model. So
Yes.
directly they are attacking the customers. There is a advertisement which it shows that the girl is very boyish and she does not want to wear a sari for Diwali. But mother is insisting that she should wear a sari. And then what her elder sister does on the laptop, she designs a sari in such a way that the blouse is like a jersey, and a sari, it is draped differently. So both the mother and daughter are satisfied. But she is wearing a jersey as well as a sari, and this is due to Dell computer. So you can see how they are targeting their customers, how they are relating to them with their cultural background.
Yeah.
And I'm sure in other countries they must be designing that advertisement to target their culture,
their audience, yes, their customers and their culture.
So this was one of the way they had reinvented the supply chain. So now they are completely much better than what they were in 2000. Before 2006, they were doing very well. But in 2006 onwards till 2010, HP was giving them tough competition and their sale was going down. Now it is again has started rising after 2011. Okay, very good. Divyang, your presentation was very good. Both
Thank you, madam.
Simple linear equation, regression equation, and multiple linear equation explained properly. Should we move to who will be next? Tithi. Tithi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Okay, then start.
Okay. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Today, my presentation topic is location and layout of a manufacturing unit. Just a minute, let me share my screen. Ma'am, is it visible?
Now it is visible.
Okay.
Make it in slideshow mode.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Surely. like as we all know that this is the very common and important topic. So I wouldn't be taking as much of time in introducing, blabbering everything. First of all, the manufacturing. Just a minute, ma'am. Let me adjust these things. The operations management. First of all, we are actually we are the part of operations management. So I thought giving the simple introduction would be beneficial to all of us. Operation management is the administration of business practices to create the highest level of efficiency possible within an organization. It is concerned with converting materials and labor into goods and services as efficiently as possible to maximize the profit of an organization. Operation management handles various strategic issues, including determining the size of manufacturing plants and project management methods, and implementing the structure of information technology networks. As you can see in the diagram, the input includes three parts like labor, capital, and raw material. Then it goes through various processes, whether it could be scientific processes, and then lastly it gives the output in the form of various product produced goods. Then what are manufacturing unit? Manufacturing is the creation or production of goods with the help of certain equipment, certain machineries, labor, tools, and other processes to produce certain product. It is the essence of the secondary sector of economy. The term may refer to a range of human activity from handicraft to high tech, but it is most commonly applied to industrial design, in which raw materials from the primary sector are transformed into finished goods on a large scale as well as on a small scale. What are location and layout? Apply this basic concept of industrial management systems in industry. It produces the suitable plant layout according to product flow process and safety requirement. And we need to identify the suitable concept in industrial management system in industry by group. Then, what is plant location? Site selection is a very important task as it decides the fate of our business. A good location will reduce the cost of production and distribution to a large scale. The reduction of the cost of distribution helps in elevating either the competitive strength or the profit margin of the business. Location of a business involves large and relatively permanent investment. If the site selection is not done properly, all the money spent on factory building, machinery, and installation will go to waste, and the owner has to suffer a great loss. Thus, we have to be very, very careful while selecting the certain location to build our factory or industry. Steps and procedure to be followed in choosing the location. National decision, as we all know, political, social, economic values are also to be measured while making the decision of choosing our location. Regional decision mainly are based on the climatic conditions, customers' demand, customers what do they want. Then community decision, it basically implies transportation system, how the transportation system is there in the certain area. Site decision, like the size of the factory, how large we want to establish our plant, like and that also depends on the cost and environmental impact. Then the 5 M's, as we all know, the 5 M's of location: money, man, material, machinery, and method. All these 5 points are interrelated to each other based on, actually we could say that these are the basic pillars of our plant location. Then moving further, factors of plant location can be said as like selection of a region. Availability of raw materials, it plays a very important role in the location of an industry. Nearness to the market, like how we can correlate, like we can be connected to the market of certain areas, whether it is nearer or we are supplying into outer states, outer country, we are importing or exporting. Availability of power. Obviously, to build any industry, we need energy. Transport facilities. Suitability of climate, government policies, competition between states. Like everyone is aware that today's market is very much growing on a vast rate. Like competition is very much influencing each other. Like we have to be good from the other people or like that. Selection of community, locality, availability of labor. Like obviously we knew we if we want to establish our business or something, we need manpower, we need labor to produce the certain product. Civic amenities of workers, existence of complementary and completing industry, finance and research facilities, availability of water and firefighting facilities, local taxes and restrictions, momentum of early start, personal factors, and disposal of waste. This is the simple example of demand by urban location, suburban location, and rural urban location. Urban location, in urban location, we have better transportation, large labor supply, big local market, easy finance, and better grill attitude. As well as in rural location, more material is available, cheaper land is available, lower tax rate is relatively low in comparison to urban or suburban, few ordinance, and labor stability. And the third category is suburban, plant industry and larger area. Raw materials. In determining the location of industry, nearness to sources of raw materials is of vital importance. Nearness to sources of raw materials would reduce the cost of production of the industry. For most of the major industry, the cost of raw materials forms the bulk of total cost. Like suppose we want to establish a factory for producing sugar, and we obviously would like to place the industry where the sugar cane is produced on a vast level. Availability of labor. Adequate supply of cheap and skilled labor is necessary for the industry. The attraction of industry toward labor centers depends on the ratio of labor cost to the total cost of production, which Weber calls the labor cost of index. The availability of skilled workers in the interior part of the Bombay region was one of the factors responsible for the initial concentration of the cotton textile industry in the region, as the example has been given here. Proximity to markets. Access to markets is one of the important factors affecting the location of industry that the entrepreneur must take into consideration. Industries producing perishable or bulky commodities which cannot be transported over long distances are generally located in close proximity to markets. Like the industries located near the markets could be able to reduce the cost of transport in distributing the finished products, as in the case of bread, bakery, tins, etc. The transport facilities. Transport facilities generally influence the location of industry. Transportation is a very important factor. It has three modes, that is water, road, and rail. Obviously, we are aware about these. We import large bulky materials through water, and through road, like small distance could be covered through road, and rail. Rail could also bring out the small heavy products as well as little lighter products. Further, the modes and rates of transport and transport facility of policy of government considerably affect the location of industrial units. Power. Another factor influencing the location of industry is the availability of cheap power. Water, wind, coal, gas, oil, etc. Are the chief sources of power. Both power and wind power, water power and wind power are widely sought as source of power supply before invention of the steam engine. Site and services, the existence of public utility services, the cheapness of the value of the site, amenities attached to a particular site like the level of the ground, the nature of the vegetation, and the location of allied activities influence the location of an industry to a certain extent. Finance, it is also very, very important. Finance is required for the setting up of the industry, for its running, and also at the time of expansion. The availability of capital at cheap rates of interest and inadequate amount is a dominating factor influencing industrial location. Natural climatic consideration. Natural and climatic consideration include the level of the ground, the topography of a region, water facilities, drainage facilities, disposal of waste products, etc. For instance, in the case of cotton textile industry, the humid climate provides an added advantage since the frequency of yarn breakage is low. The humid climate of Bombay in India and Manchester in Britain offer great scope for the development of cotton textile industry in those centers. Personal factors. In deciding the location of industrial units, sometimes an entrepreneur may have personal preferences and prejudices against certain localities. For instance, Mr. Ford started to manufacture motor cars in Detroit simply because it was his hometown. In such cases, a personal factor dominates other consideration. However, this kind of domination is rare. Strategic consideration. In modern times, strategic consideration are playing a vital role in determining industrial location. During wartime, a safe location is assuming special significance. This is because in times of war, the main targets of air attacks would be armaments and ammunition. Ammunition factories and industries supply other commodities which are required for war. The Russian experience during the Second World War provide an interesting example. External economics. The external economies also exert considerable influence on the location of industry. External economies arise due to the growth of specialized subsidiary activities when a particular industry is mainly localized at a particular center with the port and shipping facilities. Miscellaneous factors. Historical incidents also play a dominating role in determining the location of industries in certain cases. The development of a cotton textile industry in Lancashire provides an interesting example for this. Further, the size of an industrial unit would also have much influence in choosing a location. Next, moving to the next section of our presentation, today's topic is plant layout. According to Moody, the definition of a plant layout is the plan of an optimum arrangement of facilities including personal, operational equipment, storage space, and material handling equipment, and all the other supportive services along with the design of the best structure to contain all the facilities. The overall objective of plant layout is to design a physical arrangement that meets the required output, quality, and quantity most economically. Objectives of plant layout. The main objectives consist of organizing equipment and working areas in most efficient way and at the same time satisfactory and safe for the person doing the work. First, sense of unity, the feeling of being unit pursuing the same objective. Nextly, minimum movement of people, material, and resources. Obviously, we would like to avoid the wastage of time and also the wastage of our cost. Safety in the movement of materials and personal workflow. Safety has to be maintained. Flexibility in designing the plant layout take into account the changes over short and medium terms in the production process and manufacturing volumes. The main objectives are reached through the attainments of the following facts: congestion reduction, elimination of unnecessary occupied areas, reduction of administrative and indirect work, improvement in controlled supervision, better adjustment to changing conditions, better utilization of workforce, equipment and services, reduction of material handling activities and stock and process, reduction of parts and quality risk, reduction of health risks and increase in worker safety, morale and worker satisfaction increase, reduction of delays in manufacturing time, as well as the increase in production capacity. And all these factors will not be reached simultaneously. So the best solution will be a balancing among them. I can say that you must have heard about the term Mura, Muda, and Muri. All these are Japanese terms, in which Muda means wastefulness, uselessness, and futility. These are of two types. The Muda is of two types, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 includes non-value added activities in the process that are necessary for the end customer. For example, inspection and safety testing does not directly add value to the final product. However, they are necessary activities to ensure a safe product for customers. And there are 7 categories, and the type 2 could be type 2. In type 2 category, the 7 W's, the 7 type of waste will fall in that category. We call it in a abbreviation TIMBOD. The 7 ways are transport. First, transport, that is access, movement of products. Secondly, inventory, that is stocks of good and raw material. Motion. Third, that is excess movement of machinery or people. Fourth, waiting. Fifth, overproduction. Sixth, overprocessing and defects. Next category, Mura. Mura means unevenness, non-uniformity, and irregularity. Mura is the reason of the existence of any of the 7 ways as labeled in the Muda section. For example, in a manufacturing line, products need to pass through several workstations. During the assembly process, when the capacity of one station is greater than the other stations, you will see an accumulation of waste in the form of overproduction, waiting, wastage, etc. Muri. Muri means overburden, beyond one's power, excessiveness, impossible, or unreasonableness. Muri also exists when machine or operators are utilized for more than 100% capability to complete a task or in an unstable way. Muri over a period of time can result in employee abstention, illness, breakdown of machines. Standardizing work can help avoid Muri by designing the work process to evenly distribute the workload and not to overburden any particular employee or equipment. Principles of layout. While designing the plant layout, the following principles must be kept in the view. Principle of minimum movement. Materials and labor should be moved over minimum distances, that is also saving cost and time of transportation and material handling. Principle space utilization. All available cubic space should be effectively utilized both horizontally and vertically. Principle of flexibility. The layout should be flexible enough to be adaptable to changes required by expansion or technological development. Principle of interdependence. Interdependence operations are processes should be located in close proximity to each other to minimize product travel. Principle of overall integration. All the plant facilities and services should be fully integrated into a single operating unit to minimize the cost of production. Principle of safety. There should be an inbuilt provision in the design of the layout to provide for the comfort and safety workers. Principle of smooth flow. The layout should be so designed to reduce work bottlenecks and facilitate the uninterrupted flow of work throughout the plant, throughout the process. Principle of economy. The layout should aim at affecting the economy in terms of investment in fixed assets. Principle of supervision. A good layout should facilitate the effective supervision of workers. Principle of satisfaction. A good layout should boost employees' morale by providing them the maximum work satisfaction. Next is the categories type of plant layout. From the point of view of plant layout, we can classify small businesses or units into three main categories. First is manufacturing units, second is traders, third is service establishment. Then moving to our first section, that is manufacturing units. In this case, plant layout can be of the following types: the product layout, the process layout, and the fixed layout and the combined layout. And let's start with product layout, or it is also known as line layout. In this type of layout, all the machines are arranged in a sequence as required to produce a specific product. It is called line layout because machines are arranged in a straight line. The raw materials are fed at one and taken one end and taken out as a finished product to the other end. The product layout is depicted is given in the diagram below: turning operation, milling operation, drilling operation, assembly, inspection, and package dispatch. The advantages: reduced material handling cost due to mechanized handling systems and straight flow, perfect line balancing which eliminates bottleneck and idle capacity, short manufacturing cycle due to uninterrupted flow of material, simplified production planning and control, and simple and effective inspection of work, small amount of work in progress inventory, lesser wage costs as unskilled workers can learn and manage production. And the disadvantages could be lack of flexibility of operation, as layout cannot be adapted to the manufacture of any other type of product, large capital investment because of special purpose machine, dependence of the whole new activity on each part. Any breakdown of one machine in the sequence may result in a stoppage of the whole production. This is the major drawback according to me. Same machines are duplicated for the manufacturing of different products, leading to high overall operation costs. Delicate special purpose machines require costly maintenance and repair. Stability of product. Product layout is suitable in the following cases: where one or few standardized products are manufactured, where time and motion studies can be done to determine the rate of work, where a possibility of a good balance of labor and equipment exists, where minimum of inspection is required during the sequence of operations, where materials and products permit bulk or continuous handling by mechanical parts, where a minimum of setups are required. Process layout. This is the second category in this. Process layout is also known as functional layout. In this type of layout, all the machines performing similar type of operations are grouped at one location. That is, all lathes, milling machines, etc., are grouped in the shop, and they will be clustered in certain groups. First of all, lathes and welding are in a one. In milling section, grinding and inspection are also included. In assembly, shipping and receiving and painting are included. Advantages. The advantages include greater flexibility with regard to work distribution to machinery and personnel. Lower investment due to general purpose machines, which usually are less costly than special purpose machines. Higher utilization of product facilities, which can be adapted to a variety of products. Variety of jobs make the work challenging and interesting. Breakdown of one machine does not result in complete stoppage of work, as it is an advantage of process layout rather than the disadvantages in the product layout. Disadvantages: backtracking and long movements occur in the handling of material. As such, material handling costs are higher. Mechanism of material handling is not possible. Production planning and control are difficult. More space is required, as work in process inventory is high, requiring greater storage space. As the work has to pass through different departments, it is quite difficult to trace the responsibility for the finished product. Suitability of process layout. Process layout is suitable in the following cases: where non-standardized products are manufactured as this emphasis is on special orders. It is difficult to achieve good labor and equipment balance. Production is not carried out on a large scale. It is difficult to undertake adequate time and motion studies. It is frequently necessary to use the same machine or workstation for two or more difficult operations. Third category, combination layout. In practice, plants are rarely laid out either in product or process layout form. Generally, a combination of two basic layout is employed to derive the advantages of both systems of the layout. For example, refrigerating manufacturing uses a combination layout. Process layout is used to produce various operations like stamping, welding, heat treatment, being carried out in a different work center as requirement. The final assembly of product is done in a product type layout. Here, certain small work is done separately, and at the end, everything is collected at a certain place. Fixed position layout, the fourth category. It is also called stationary layout. In this type of layout, men, material, and machines are brought to a product that remains in one place owing to its size. Shipbuilding, aircraft manufacturing, wagon building, and heavy construction of dams, bridges, building, etc. fall as the example for such fixed position layouts. Next category in plant layout is traders. When two outlets carry almost the same merchandise, customers usually buy the one that is more appealing to them. It is certainly obvious. Thus, the customers are attracted and kept by good layout, that is good lighting, attractive colors, good ventilation, air conditioning, modern design and arrangement, and even sometimes music. All of these things mean customer convenience, customer appeal, and greater business volume. The customer is always impressed by service efficiency and quality. There are three kind of layouts in retail operations today: self-service or modified self-service layout, full service layout, and special layouts. The self-service layouts cut down on sale clerks' time and allow customers to select merchandise for themselves. Customers should be led through the store in a way that will expose them to as much display area as possible. Example, grocery stores or departmental stores. Some layout depends on strictly on the type of special store to be set up. For example, TV repair shop, soft ice cream stores, and drive-in soft drink stores are all the examples of businesses requiring special design. Thus, a good retail layout should be one which saves rent, time, and labor. The third and last category of the plant layout is service centers and establishment. Service establishments such as motels, hotels, and restaurants must give due attention to client convenience, quality of service, efficiency in delivering services, and pleasing office ambience. In today's environment, clients look for ease in approaching different departments of a service organization, and hence layout should be designed in a fashion which allows clients quick and convenient access to the facilities offered by a service establishment. And the conclusion could be said as the entrepreneur has to make decisions regarding plant location, which requires to the selection of a particular site for setting up a business or factory. But before making such a choice, he has to go through a detailed localization analysis considering various factors which influence his decision. Those could be said as raw materials availability, nearness to the market, the manpower, the capital investment, and the methodology and machinery are to be used in building the certain business. It reduces the cost of production and distribution to a great extent. Thus, great care and appropriate planning are required to select the most appropriate location. Nextly, the efficiency of production depends on how well the various machines, production facilities, and amenities are located in a plant. An ideal plant layout should provide the optimum relationship between the output floor area, and manufacturing process. An efficient plant layout is one that aims at achieving various objectives like efficient utilization of available floor space, minimizing cost, allowing flexibility of operation, providing for employees' convenience, improving productivity, etc. Plant layout is applicable to all types of industries. In the end, the layout should be conducive to the health and safety of employees. It should ensure the free and efficient flow of men and materials. Future expansion and diversification may also be considered while planning the factory layout. Thank you. That is all with my topic.
Okay. Yes. Very well explained. And you have covered all the aspects of both plant layout and plant location.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, suppose if you are going to manufacture a four-wheeler, what
Yes,
type of layout would you go for?
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to focus on the availability of the land. It will obviously require the very large area to the certain as we know that engine is produced separately, the setting material is produced separately. So I would like to focus on the availability of raw materials, and as it is quite understood that these the four-wheeler or automobiles are largely produced on a bulk level, like very large level and and I think the urban areas are very suitable for this type of establishment, like Gurgaon, Haryana. These are metropolitan cities and easily available. How should I just
I'm not talking about location. What type
Yes,
of
ma'am.
plant layout?
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am. First of all, the entering of the materials, then welding. The welding should be provided in a certain area. Then it should go through, I guess, product layout, I guess.
Any one of you want to ask her questions? Divang,
line, first type, line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Line. That's why I said product layout. Product layout is also known as line layout.
Product layout.
Product layout, line layout.
What about an engine? Train.
Engine train. It should be also. It should also fall in the same category.
It is product layout or process layout? What type of layout they generally?
Generally, it is process based, I guess.
Yes, it is a process.
It is a process based.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Next, who will Anka?
Yeah, ma'am. I'll start.
Okay.
Let me just share my screen. Hope everyone able to see my screen.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. Today I would like to discuss about one of the vast topic or one of the important topic in business. In entire this particular digitalization from last 2010 or 2008. So the logistics came into a picture and it is serving as a backbone for each and every business industry, whether it is the supply chain or whether it is the IT industry, whether it is the manufacturing unit or any of type of the industry. So logistics is serving as a backbone. So the customer satisfaction also required here for each and every product, whatever he ordered at the online. So he wanted to track it. He wanted to know where exactly his particular order is. So in these particular cases and in this particular era, the logistics is became too much of popular with from last 12 to 13 years. So I would like to discuss more about logistics. Let me go through one by one. So let me see what exactly the logistics management is. So as I informed during this particular digitalization, so logistics is playing one of the integral role when in the supply chain industry. So whatever the order is getting ready or manufacturing until it reaches to the customer or endpoint customer. So it is becoming as a logistics management issue, and the customer satisfaction also needed here, and the customer experience too. How the customer is experiencing with the management website, or suppose one example is just now we have discussed about Dell. So up to 2006, it is fine. Then the customers is not at all satisfying, and the HP is coming up with a new talent or new web service, new laptop with new versions of laptops, and they are going and they are what do you say, in the social media or in the manually. So they are increasing their particular promotions, all these particular promotions, and even the customer satisfaction. So how they are treating or how they are coming with the new policies with their particular productive activities. So all these particular things to be chained or to be linked one by one. So we need a logistics. So it is one of the critical element how the goods are acquired, stored, and transported to the end customer. So here we have multiple things in the logistics. So we have a management of logistics. We need to create a warehouse. So as Kriti informed how to create a plant or how to create a factories. So similarly for the logistics too, we need to create multiple warehouses for each and every factories or the companies, anything. So how much storage we needed or how much of large space we needed for those particular warehouses, how we need to manage those particular logistics involves multiple activities like management, inventory control, raw material, if we have any manufacturing unit, accumulation and planning of supply and demand. So how much supply we have and how much demand we have depends upon those. We need to create a multiple products and we need to store it in our warehouses, so that once the demand is increasing or decreasing depends upon these particular simulations, we will be creating all these particular products, or will be all these particular into the market. So then we'll come to the supply chain process. So here the main goal of logistics is to maintain, or management is to reduce the company's overall operational cost and increase the customer satisfaction. So for suppose if we are seeing any TV, if you wanted to buy, if you go to the Sony website and if you are trying to buy it, it is showing as a 69,000 rupees. But if you go to the Flipkart or Amazon, so it is showing around 55,000, and they are offering additional discounts on your credit card and the debit cards. So obviously you will be trying to go and pick for a Amazon or Flipkart, because the customer is satisfied with this particular price and he is getting a low cost with good transportation and good logistics facility. Once the order is delivered to the home or that particular customer, the one of the new service member from the Sony service itself, they will come and they will install it. So the customer is satisfied at the end. So we need to see all these particular activities one by one. So we have multiple logistic activities like supply and demand planning, storage handling, distribution and product management, implementation technology, sales logistics, customer service management, and reverse logistics. So let me go through one by one. So why logistics management? So it is serving as a backbone for economy because of it assets efficient and the cost effective flow of products. Everything is now available in a fraction of time. It is taking just a minute or more, less than a minute to just create one particular order or to raise one particular order. So these particular logistics involves multiple steps of, suppose once you raised one online order, it should be come to your door. So how the order should be processing, how the inventory is going on, how the transportation is going on for each and every warehouses, mixing of warehousing and material handling, packaging, integrated across network, all the locations. So these particular cycles we have overall overseas or order life cycle process. So it helps transaction processing and supply chain planning, collaboration with the order tracking and the delivery confirmation or delivery coordination. So whenever the order we are raising, we can see what is the status of that particular delivery or that particular order. It is showing us in transit or it came to the nearby warehouse. All these particular things, all this comes under the logistics management. Next, what are the fields involved in the logistics? Whatever the fields in the factories from the manufacturing to the IT industry, all the things are involved in the logistics. So even the IT industry needs laptops or any of those particular accessories, computer accessories, all these particular things. So even the IT also depending upon the logistics part. One more example, like suppose we have a Diwali and New Year's. Every software company, they would like to give some gifts to their particular beloved associates or their employees. So they are connecting with the logistics company for doing so. And two, with this pandemic period from last 2 years, we are doing the companies also providing those particular gift accessories or anything from the logistics company itself, like DTDC, FedEx, all these particular things. So we have multiple fields: cargo, manufacturing, freight, port operations, road transport, all these particular things involved in the logistics. So we have multiple distributions too, materials management and the physical distribution on the logistics. So it depends upon the supply and demand, we will be creating those particular materials and we will be managing those materials depends upon the demand. How much material we needed for creating or for fulfilling those particular demand or satisfying those particular customers. Coming to the next. So this is one of the supply chain example. We have seen multiple raw materials, semi-furnished products, which are manufacturing from the company and the manufacturing centers. And then it came to the distribution warehouses. From that particular warehouses, it will be moving at last to the end customer or the consumers. So this is one of the supply chain material, supply chain, how the product will be manufactured and how it will be come to the consumers. Next, we have multiple levels of logistics. So we have up to five levels. So first level is like overseas. So suppose you wanted to holding a products or the goods from the manufacturer and you wanted to transfer from the one country to another country, then we'll be using the first party logistics. So like manufacturer will be having all these particular data. So these particular data will be sending from point A to the point B. So anyone who intends to moving goods from one place to another, from one country to another country, then it will be considered as a first party logistics. So as you see here, the actors and the services. So actors of the first party logistics is cargo owners. So they are providing these particular services: manufacturing, wholesaling, and retailing. Coming to the second party logistics. So second party logistics actors are carriers, only into the transportation. So their main purpose is they are having multiple carriers. They will be taking those particular products and they will be delivering it to the another transport facility. which will be picked up by the logistics and the service providers. That will be comes under the third party supply logistics. So here comes the logistics part. So in this particular logistics part, whatever the data were received by the third party, so those particular goods will be produced by multiple manufacturers, and it should be transferred to the, or it should be routed to the multiple destinations based on the specific and detailed commented, or we have a now barcode and the scanners. Depends upon the barcode and scanners, we need to see which route it was into. So whether it is into North Delhi, whether it was into South Delhi, or whether it is into Gujarat, depends upon all these particular areas. So they will be doing those particular routings, and they will be holding those particular goods or products will be delivered in a small recipients. So they will be moved all those particular data into the small warehouses. So then comes the fourth party logistics. So these are the lead logistic providers and consultants. So this comes under the supply chain. So how much data or how much asset based supply chain integrator who will pull together resources. So it will be checking how many data it needed, or how much supply chain solutions for its various clients, how the 3PL and the 4PL are interrelated, and they will try to deliver those particular products with a supply on the holistic management of the supply chain. So fifth party logistics is like a alternative to the referred e-business. So like we have Naptol, or we have like a Amazon. So these particular things, they will be having a bulk volume of the data or the products. So all these particular products, they will be getting from the freight rates or with the rails. So they will be getting directly from the another country, and they will try to give or send to the customer. So it is like a brick and click. So we don't have that particular company physically, but we have like a cloud based, like we have Fasos as a food ordering, like a Zomato. We have a Fasos in Bangalore. So that is called as a cloud kitchen. So they won't have a physical location, but they just create, they just rent a house, and they will prepare all those particular kitchen items. They have created one application to sell their particular products to the employees or to their customers. So whatever the orders you would like to give, you can open that particular web application and you can order it. But that particular company not available in the physical location, like the restaurants which we go usually. So those will be not available, but you can get online delivery. Then coming to the next major types of logistics, we have inbound logistics, outbound logistics, and reverse logistics. Inbound logistics is like whenever we are doing some manufacturing of the raw materials or anything, we needed those particular raw materials and other items, what are the data we needed to produce that particular product. And like for the shoes, if you take for the shoes, we need thread, we need leather, and we need multiple needles to do those particular, to become into the shoes. So all these particular things to the company, it becomes a inbound logistics. Outbound, whatever the output is getting from the company, like a shoes, as I informed. So it is coming as a output logistics. All these particular output logistics will be sent, or depends upon the order, it will be reaches to the customer based upon their particular order. Reverse logistics are again depends upon the customer satisfaction. If he didn't like it and if he wanted to return it, then we will be giving as a return, or as a Amazon, AGO, or in the Flipkart. So these particular return logistics is nothing but a reverse logistics. So whatever the order you wanted to return to the again to the company, so then it will be going via backwards. So the service guy will be picking up the order from you, and they will be sending it to the company. Then I have taken one example. In this is delivery exactly. This is one of the courier-based company in UK and Ireland. So I have worked here as a development and support engineer. So here I have seen like they are having too much of big space, and they wanted to route all those particular cargos every day. Every day depends upon those e-way bills and all this. So they have created multiple compartments, and they are routing multiple products in multiple dimensions. Like you see here, there are multiple numbers here, 84, 83, all these. So they will be some of the products or some of the area products, they will be routed to only one of the particular compartment. All those particular data or the products will be loaded to that particular container. The container will pick up from those particular automated one, and it will go to the nearby locations, and it will supply to the customers, or it will give to the customers, depends upon the deliveries. Then coming to the importance of logistics management. So logistics is placing a vital part in the successful supply chain management, since it helps every firm or every company to deal with their particular product, whether it is production, transportation, warehousing, or deliveries, anything, to their particular sales and the profitability. So it is mostly dependable on the logistics service. It can increase company and assist privileging the great public image. So we can see here the importance of the management. So it boosts the business profitability. So once you given into the logistics, the customer is satisfied, how the customer is feeling, whether it is good opportunity for him or not to process those particular things, and then improve the customer experience. So it depends upon the tracking. They will be receiving multiple messages or multiple updates on this particular order. That is one thing. And then reducing operational cost. So we don't have much cost to be paid, as we need to go to the physical location if you find it. So as the online facility, they are buying bulkly, so they will be getting a more cheap instead of going to the physical location. And then ensure seamless delivery. So even the product is started, so we came to know where exactly the product is, where exactly the product is. 1 minute, please. And then success of the supply chain, it will be enhancing the visibility. So even if you open any of the social media or any of the order wherever you make it, so it will be showing the truck, or it will be showing as a line where exactly your order is. And then intelligence of route planning. So how it need to be routed, in which area, depends upon the area, it need to be routed. Risk management is like whatever the data we have, so we don't need to worry about missed delivery. Instead of having some of other address, or we have GPS now, so it depends upon these particular things, we don't need to worry about the risk management by using the logistics. Scalability. So if you wanted to expand your business, or if you wanted to grow further, and you wanted to give one by one, or if you started just a small application and you wanted to grow further, so we need this particular logistics part in order to satisfy your customers across the globe. At last but not least, supply chain management is a complex task, so embracing the smooth functions of logistics management is essential to keep with the changing of their particular trends. So therefore, stimulating and developing of effective logistic strategy is one of the way to scale our business. Thank you.
Okay. Very well explained.
Yeah.
Now, can
Thanks, ma'am.
you give us an example how
Okay.
logistics, failure in logistics has affected the growth of the company?
Okay. I can give you a real example, ma'am.
Yes, I want a real example.
Yeah. As I informed, right, I have worked on one of the logistics company, which is based upon the UK. So they don't have what do you say? They are following bookkeeping system up to 2011. Whatever the order is there, orders they are getting, all those particular data, they are into the bookkeeping system and the database they are using. But they are not using this particular logistics for the courier based company itself. Okay, so there comes the issue. So when this particular DTDC, DHL, all these particular things are started, Courier Express, all these particular courier companies are started, they came with the digitalization. No one was trying to go and physically and raise the order instead of getting the application directly. So my client was very feared what happened to my business, how it need to be resolved slowly, how it need to be get resolved very early, and all the services need to be embedded within that particular website. So my company gave an opportunity to him, or a solution to him, saying that whatever the applications you have in your company, we will be integrating that particular application to create one of the most what do you say, sustainable service, so that you can maintain end to end of that particular orders life cycle. So whatever the order life cycle they are having, we have converted into a live cash life cycle. So how these particular things are happening is, there are multiple interfaces in their particular courier based company. So we have did our base, saying that we will be creating one particular web page first. Once that particular web page is created, then we have started our development, and one by one, one of the service, and then next service, and then next service, like that. So once it was completed up to 10 interfaces, we have taken a time of 1 year for that. All those particular 10 interfaces are developed successfully. We have tested it, and then we gave into the production. So up to that particular 1 year, the customer is, the client is maintaining the particular relationship with the customers which are already there, who are already there. So whoever is coming from next time of the physically, so the client itself, they have created a new accounts for them, and they can raise their particular orders directly from the website. So like this, we have built our logistics website for almost 8 to 9 years. We took time to build entire logistics cycle. So when we have some flaws, suppose the customer is raising order at the same time, similarly. So at that particular moment of time, we can see there are 2 orders are raising suddenly. We didn't came to know starting. So that is loss for the company. Or when the delivery guy went out to deliver it, the customer will be what do you say, rejecting that particular order or canceling that particular order. The delivery guy will not know the update every day. So because they are maintaining old, like cell phones we have, right, previously. So instead of cell phones, we have a one screen. So it will be updating daily basis on that particular route. So on the screen, whatever the delivery he need to make, so it will be updated on early mornings around 8 a.m. or like that. So once it is done, the delivery guy will pick up those particular orders and he will deliver to the customers. In between, if some customers are started canceling that particular order, the service guy will not know. know that particular update that the customer canceled the order, but he delivered the order. So these particular what do you say issues we have seen, ma'am. So for these particular issues, we have using now Android phones, SIM-based phones. Previously, it is like a SIM-based device, hand device, which the courier guys will be using. Now, even though you can see Amazon Via or anyone, whoever is coming to your home to deliver, so we'll be using the mobile phones for delivering your orders. So now it is updating each and every transaction within a fraction of seconds. There we used to do manual updations on daily basis.
Okay.
So these particular era I have seen, them. And this is how we built our logistics company process.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anka. Let's
Thank you,
move on to the next presentation.
Yeah, sure.
Krishna?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I
Now,
said
now it is your turn.
yes. And then PPT share we.
Yes. Yes, I can see it.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, friends. My name is Krishna Mistry. My topic is today role of environment and ethics in operation management and supply chain management. It is a content. First content is SCM ethics. Second content is specific action to be taken include. Third, reduce waste by simplifying supply chain processing. Fourth, ensure ethical sourcing and introduce transparency. 5, minimize overproduction. Third, efficient supply and demand planning. 6, discrete process fuel consumption by optimizing routes. 7, fully utilize containers and transportation to consolidate shipment. 8, monitor for exiting
Move
environment.
on to slideshow mode. You have highlighted slideshow, but you have not.
Sorry?
Your presentation is not on the slideshow mode.
मुझे नहीं दिख रहा.
You didn't started the slideshow.
फिर से करो.
No, you can start. We have a from beginning, right?
Okay. Hello?
Either from the first or the second, you can start from the current slide.
SCM ethics. SCM ethics.
नहीं કૃષ્ણા હલો જે ઉપર ફ્રોમ કર્સર છે ને તારું ત્યાં આગળ ક્લિક કર એટલે પ્રેઝન્ટેશન મોડ આવી જશે.
On the left hand side.
હા ઉપર નહીં ઉપર જાઓ અહીંયા ટૂલ બારમાં એની બાજુમાં હા બરાબર.
फिर से स्टार्ट करो मैंने.
It is not showing, ma'am.
दिख रहा है ना? हेलो.
क्लिक करो. फ्रॉम करंट स्लाइड को क्लिक कर दो.
मैंने किया.
हाँ.
अब दिख रहा है मैडम? हेलो.
अभी भी नहीं हुआ. स्लाइड में नहीं आया है.
मैं फिर से शेयर कर रही हूँ पीपीटी.
हाँ.
हाँ अभी
अब दिख रहा है मैडम? हेलो.
नहीं अभी भी स्लाइड शो मोड में नहीं आया है. हाँ उसको क्लिक करो. क्योंकि सेकेंड स्लाइड इज नॉट विजिबल. फर्स्ट स्लाइड तो ठीक है, but second slide is not visible.
इसमें दिख रहा है मैडम?
हाँ हाँ
चलेगा इसमें प्रेजेंटेशन दे दूं तो? हेलो,
अच्छा, उसको क्लोज कर दो, जो बगल में है उसको क्लोज कर दो तो। हाँ चलो अब शुरू करो।
good evening ma'am, good evening friends. My topic is today role of environment and ethics in operation management and supply chain management. It is a content. First content is SCM ethics. Second, specific action to be taken include. Third, reduce waste by simplifying supply chain processing. Fourth, ensure ethics sourcing and introduce transparency. Fifth, minimize overproduction through efficient supply and demand planning. Sixth, decrease foresees fuel consumption by optimizing routes. 7. Fully utilize containers and transportation to consolidates shipment. 8. Monitor of exiting environment risks. SCM meeting is 6 types. Raw material, container selection, supplier selection, manufacturing production, distribution, mode of transportation. Specific action to be taken includes minimize overproduction through efficient supply and demand planning, reduce waste by simplifying supply chain processing, ensure ethics, sourcing and introduce transparency, decrease fossil fuel consumption by optimizing routes, fully utilizing containers and transportation to consolidates shipment, monitor for exiting environment risks, reduce waste by simplifying supply chain processing. Supply chain can be improved through major changes, but it is more common to see result through small iterative improvement. Good analytics and reporting combined with machine learning to continually improve processing throughout the supply chain. Every changes the reduce waste, speeds up delivery or enhance quality makes an increment improvement to sustainability. Next slide. Ensure ethical sourcing and introduce a transparency. Supply chain managers needs visibility into how suppliers extra or produce raw materials to ensure they are following sustainability standards. Blockchain technology is a useful way to capture and verify supplier sourcing practices. Internet of Things device can monitor and report on working conditions and environmental factors. Marketplace can also provide transparency to a company's suppliers. The more interconnected they become, the more visible they are to those that access them. Second, minimize overproduction through efficient supply chain and demand planning. Misalignment between supply and demand results in too much or too little production of raw material, manufacturing of goods and distribution of products. This creates rework and waste. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and predictive analytics can forecast likely demand and ensure more efficient supply processes. Second, restriction possible fuel consumption by optimized routes. Artificial Artificial analysis can work with GPS devices to optimize international, national, and local shipping routes. Advanced analysis can even update routes in real time to take account of congestion and other issues. Fully utilize containers and transportation to consolidate shipment. An empty container is a waste container. Predictive analytics forecast where and when goods will arrive, allowing for the consolidate of shipment from multiple suppliers to multiple final destination. This makes the most efficient use, etc., container and tailor, and transportation, reducing the total amount of greenhouse gases generated per unit of cargo. Monitor of existing environmental risks. Many supply chain are already by climate change and other environmental factors. Issues such wildfires in the western US risking sea levels, water scarcity, and lower agriculture yield have a profound impact on the efficiency, quality, and speed of the supply chain. Supply chain technology helps to predict these risks and allow supply chain managers to mitigate their impact and put contingency plans in place. Sustainable supply chain management. A three-type issue: environment issue, social issue, ethical issue. Environment issue, natural resources issue, emission waste, and energy loss, use of biodiversity and deforestation, nuclear radiation, ozone depletion, climate change. Social issue, role and responsibility with local community. Second, direct and indirect employment in development countries. Third, investment in education and training. Ethical issue, first, labor practice, child labor, discrimination, wages, union, working hours, health and safety. Sorry. Irresponsible marketing to children, supporting oppressive regimes, honesty, trusting, respect, and fairness in cooperative relation, blindly of corruption. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you. Krishna,
Sorry.
can you give us some real life example where they have used these ethical and environmental issues while designing their supply chain?
Supply chain means ethical is a. मैंने हिंदी में बोल दूँ का? Hello. Hello. Hello.
Let us talk about ethical, being fair, being open, because today we are operating through internet. It is not face to face. It is over the, like, we don't know, like, for example, like as a teacher and as students, I have not seen you, but there has to be some ethical issues which has to be taken care of, whether it is a supply chain, because maybe you have not met your supplier, but the ethical issues should be taken care of.
Okay.
Like suppose when we are talking about logistics, you order something and you receive something else, and then they refuse to take it back. These things are happening quite frequently now. Like there were some cases where people had ordered for a laptop or a mobile phone, and when they opened the packet, there was soaps inside it. This is unethical practices. Or you show something on the net and you deliver something other. Like in your supply chain, if you order something to your supplier and you receive something else. So all these ethical issues should be taken care of. Can you give us some real life examples? Have you heard about it or read about somewhere? Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
It is okay if maybe I have not read any of the things which have happened recently over supply chain. Okay. So anyway, so let us conclude for today. This is the last time we'll be meeting. Thank you very much. And please send all of you, please send your PPT to my email address.
Okay, madam.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
And all the best. I hope you have enjoyed the session and you do well in life and you get
Thank you, madam.
whatever you are looking for. The
Yeah,
result
thank
you
you,
are
ma'am.
looking through this
Thank you, ma'am.
course or otherwise also. In all the way, you should be able to fulfill whatever is your goal. I don't know what are your goals, but whatever my wishes are always with you.
Thank you, madam. It was nice journey with you and
Yeah.
sir, Kumar sir. Also, we would like to continue our group OM and SCM.
I agree with you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been a nice journey for me also. This way I'm in contact with young people, young
Yes,
blood, which gives us energy. That is one
True.
thing good to be a teacher. You're always in contact with a constant age group. Almost.
Yes.
A constant age group which gives us also energy. Otherwise, you become very slack. You don't know what is happening in the world. You are not bothered about what is happening. But this way, we are kept on our toes. We also
Yeah, right.
learn something to see what new things are happening around us. How things, especially in management, it is a very dynamic field. Everything, something new is happening.
Titi share good PPT of first. For you have to show once again that teachers teach like the word I forgot that.
I have forwarded all my PPTs to you.
No.
No.
No, what I'm trying to say, Titi today shown her
Given
DP.
you one
I
screen
can say
share.
DP.
Yeah,
PPT.
Thank you.
So it was
Sure,
on
sir.
teaching. You please explain Titi to teacher.
Okay, it's all
Yes.
right. So I'll be expecting your PPTs. Your PPTs were very good. You have really
Sure.
worked hard on it.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Okay, good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good night,
Good night.
ma'am.
Good
Good
night.
night.
All the best to everyone.
Same
Thank
to
you.
you, madam. Thank
All
you.
the best, everyone.
I don't know whether we'll meet in real life, but at least I wish you all the best.
The
And
Thank
earth
you,
is round. We
Right.
will when we will meet, we don't know.
True. Yeah.
Good night to all.
good
Good night, all.
to everyone.